In this tutorial, we'll go over external linking and how to set it up and what some of the editor functions are and how to make sure you have the right labels in place, etc. Osmium is a very powerful tool on its own, um, but it can't cover, and it's not meant to cover all functions, charting, research, screeners, etc. It's really meant to be a portfolio analysis tool and a trading tool for a large book portfolio. That being said, I mean, I like to use charts and read the news and do other things. And so Osmium has a built in capability to link out to external uh, applications. And that's not entirely uh, unusual or complicated. We all probably use 4 or 5 different apps. All Osmium does is it simplifies the transfer of the symbol via query string to those applications, or gives you just the ability to launch websites and web applications with hot buttons and hotkeys. So Osmium has no relationship with any third-party apps or websites, uh, but it, on behalf of the user, is just simply using them as a tool as they're designed. So, for example, if I select SPY and I want to see it in TradingView, I can literally just click TradingView open. And I'm logged in. This is a WebView 2 Edge instance, and it has its own cache, just like Edge does. So once you're logged in, you don't need to log in again unless the application requires you to. I can very simply tab back to my application uh, and look at a different chart. And it redraws just as if it's in a web browser. I kind of like the windowing because it chops off the browser bar. Additionally, this is important because in a multi-monitor setup, you could have your third-party apps on different monitors and take a look at them that way. Let's take a look at a shell out to Seeking Alpha. There's some pre-configured TradingView, Seeking Alpha, and I think this is Finviz for financials, just their financial page. So in all 3 of these cases, I have my own subscription, and I've logged in as me, StockTune. And so I'm using these as I would in any web browser. I'm just launching that in a window that's controlled by Osmium. And that is important because in a multi-monitor setup, you would want the ability to shell out to your preferred programs and not have to maintain watch lists and synchronize them between every program. So that, I don't know about anyone else, but I've spent enormous amounts of time trying to simplify and automate uh, duplicating watch lists between programs that I use frequently. So this was designed partly from a need to not do that anymore. To go into multi-monitor mode, so this is a single screen mode, which requires the Alt-Tab uh, skill. But if you go to themes, you can change to windowed. And we can take a look at what that looks like. Save the preference, and then apply it. So Osmium and then any window it spawns will come up as different windows. And you can move those to other monitors and maximize them, and then you can send your symbols and shell out to programs on your PC from anywhere. So let's take a look and see how that looks. Let's get a couple windows. Oh, let's get them all. So now, having picked any symbol, I can just pick which one of these apps will come up. Some apps aren't very good with ETFs. And we can take a look at the financials or run a chart. And for fun, I can see the top of my window. Let's kind of do this. I would never actually use these tools this way, but you can kind of see what happens. In a multi-monitor setup. Back to full screen. All right, so let's take a quick look at how the links page works. It's a very simple page, and this is the spot you can edit, and that's where you save. You'll save to whatever's selected. So if I have quick bar 4, the quick bar is up at the top. Unless it's configured, it won't show up. It'll save it right there. Now this is blank. If I save again, it'll write a blank over it. So whatever's in this box will write to whatever's selected on the left. That being said, to edit something, click it and it's copied into the bar, and I can change this to something else, or I can edit that. Similarly, I can copy anything I want to any slot I want. But it does blanket every time, so you would have to reselect it. And I can very quickly delete them. So to make a modification, I would do something like that, modify it, hit save. Or I can make a copy of it, modify it, hit save. Or delete it. So there's left click and right click, shift and control, and then the number keys at the top of the keyboard, and then the quick bar. For the quick bar, in brackets, you want to put the name of what, or the label of what you want to show in the button, or it won't load. So it won't just show the URL, it has to show a label. So if you forget the label, like this, oh, no harm, no foul, it just won't load. So it'll still, the button will just not show up. And you can very simply just come in here and put it back. Or name it whatever you want. So if you were to put the same link in key 1, make sure you take this label out, or it similarly won't work. So now I have FinViz financials on key 1, number key 1, and quick bar 3. If I go back to here, oh, I would have to apply that, which I'm not going to do right now. Something else to keep in mind is left click and right click are really good for example, loading a chart every time a symbol is selected. But that comes with a certain amount of annoyance. So, well, I do it again. So I have done this, and it's great for a little while. Let's try it. So now every time I select a symbol, it'll first take me to the chart. If that's what you want, that's great. I actually like it until I don't. TradingView is an interesting thing. If you so here's I switched to 5 minute. If I don't save it and I come back here, it's going to prompt me to either save or leave. If I just want to go back to daily, that's fine. If I want to switch everything to 5 minute for the foreseeable future, I would save it. And now I'm at 5 minute. Something else to consider too, if you want to switch the default chart that comes up in TradingView, you can't just select recently used. And this has nothing to do with shelling out from Osmium. You would need to go to open layout and select it from here, and now it becomes your default if you're logged in. The last thing I'll talk about in the links section, not all links. So right now there's a token replacement for symbol, and there's a token replacement or at least a utility to use names for the quick bar buttons. You don't have to have a symbol, and if you don't require it, it doesn't have to be selected. So if I wanted to go to a site that won't take a symbol on the query string, I can do that. And I want to make sure I put a label. Make sure I select. And I can do something like that. I can do something like go to Benzinga. With Benzinga, you want to definitely put dashboard. Slot 5. And I can also put my FinViz. Just by knowing that I change that to screener. So yeah, this is a bunch of URL hacking, but it's helpful because you only have to do it once. And so now I have Transpider, Benzinga, and the FinViz screener that I can use without selecting a symbol, but it will shell them out. And this is important too when we look at configuring the book, because you can very simply copy your leaf configuration into any of these tools as watch lists or whatever, because they're copied onto the clipboard the moment you go into the tools section. So let's apply this. And so now I have these buttons up here. And now my actual hotkey should work, or I still have my left click. See, and I wasn't expecting that, so that gives you a clue. But I can go to Transpider, and I would have to sign in. See if I'm signed into Benzinga. Oh, okay, great. So I am. For fun, let's create a new watch list. And do a new one. And let's go back to, looks funny. Oh, it's just the way they do the headers now. Let's go back to here. We'll go to the book. I'm going to select my SPX top 30. This was actually pulled out of the FinViz screener, and I'll discuss that in a different tutorial. But you can see up here, symbols copied to clipboard. Anytime you select a book, copies those symbols to the clipboard, and you can either, make a copy of them here, which you don't need to go to all that trouble. You can just put a new name and save it. Or you can take those symbols out to another program. And in Benzinga, if you just put the cursor there and hit Control V, it'll load them all into a watch list. You can do that with TrendSpider. You can do it with Morningstar. You can do it with just about any tool that you can paste from the paste buffer. You can do it with Seeking Alpha. You can do it with Guru Focus. I don't think there's a single program that won't let you either copy or copy paste from an Excel sheet or paste from your paste buffer. And this way, if you want to use the features of a program that doesn't take a query string parameter for a symbol, you can very easily put your symbols in a watch list that's native to that program and then read the news. For Palantir, in this case, in Benzinga. Similarly, you can formulate a scanner in Benzinga and copy some symbols and come back here and hit new and from the clipboard and hit them from the clipboard. That's a different tutorial. Take a look at the screener real quick. The FinViz screener is really amazing, and it also has a feature for elite subscribers to FinViz. You can see I am one. That it allows you to hit the screener via RESTful API, which Osmium is programmed to do. So back on the book page, every book has its own screener configuration that takes the query parameters for a FinViz screen like that one. So any parameters that I have here in my edit screens, all I have to do is put them here, hit from screener, and it'll load them. And then I can save or do whatever I want to do. So that's outside the realm of the links tutorial, but I hope you learned something that is helpful, and may you trade well.